This is the President McCormack Podcast with your host, Mark McCormack.
Make sure my hat looks good. My bald ass head. Ladies and gentlemen, the most special guest I've ever had on this whole podcast forever and ever and ever, my friend, Burke, Jared Heaton.
Hooray.
Dude, thank you for coming on my podcast, dude.
Happy to be here, bud.
What a weird ass thing I'm doing a podcast, right?
I know, yeah.
It kind of fits me, but it's also like,
yeah.
When do you have time to do this?
Yeah, you got so much else going on. Yeah.
So Jared, something that's awesome. So I brought you on for a bazillion reasons. One of my bestest friends. You're my first business partner, which I would like to, one of the main subjects I'd like to dive into because it's fun. Yeah. Because people, now I'm at the age where people ask me my journey, where I'm like, oh God, I'm old.
How'd you get
I got a journey?
Yeah.
I'm used to being at the start of this. And then, and we have known each other 5th grade? Yeah. Or was it before that?
I think we were beating each other up in like 4th or 5th grade. Yeah.
I mean, Highland Elementary for sure.
Yeah.
What, did you go to Highland Elementary your whole life?
Yeah.
Your whole.
I think you did too. I mean, well, at least
we both did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually, because you were an AM kid, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So we probably.
You say that, and I just realized there was AM and PM. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
I had Jake Anderson and Adam Ravelli on a little while ago, and we were talking about that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, because Adam was an AM kid. And I think Jake was too. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think he was.
Which, I mean, what a weird designation.
That's so long ago.
Dude, last night I had a dream about Highland Elementary. This is so freaking weird. It just like dawned on me. Huh. I was in a Subaru SVX, which was what my dad had when we were in high school. And I was with Michelle, and I was driving by Rafe Thompson's house. It was a lot closer to the school.
I remember Rafe, yeah.
Yeah, and they had like asphalted all the way around his house, and I went driving over it because I wanted to show Michelle the back of the elementary school. Yeah. And there was like a 5-foot drop, and I just drove off and slammed in a parking spot. And I was like, well, I guess we're here. Like, well, the randomest dream ever, dude.
Yeah, that's
and so, random. But I mean, dude, there's so many memories there that I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there from kindergarten to 6th grade.
Yeah.
We played on the fields. We played tag. We threw snowballs. There was one of those metal slides that's a bazillion degrees that you just slide down anyways and burn your ass. I mean, your house was off the back, right? There was a hole in the fence. I used
to walk there through the field. Yeah.
So when your parents moved to their current home, what grade was that in? That was in like junior high or something, right?
It was high school.
Was it high school?
Yeah, my junior year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you were in that old school Highland house, right? You're basically on the west, or you're on the west side of the school. I was on the east side of the school. We both walked to school.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, you did, huh?
Yeah, because we moved to
Hidden Oaks. Before
you
moved down to the Highland Oaks or whatever.
Yeah, about 15. I was like 15 years old.
Yeah, that's the same time we moved too. I didn't realize that. That's weird. I remember chasing Chris DeNumbrum down that hill. You remember that hill, that grass hill, to kick his ass? Yeah, we were enemies till like 5th grade.
You and Chris?
Well, I think you were.
Was that part of that crew too?
I think so. Like I remember, like not.
I'm sorry for beating your ass up.
No, we were like in 5th grade.
Dude,
it's wild it's been that long.
I've been bullied a few times in my life, and I was actually bullied, not by you, obviously, but we were peers.
I was usually getting bullied back then.
Were you little back then?
By Chris, yeah.
Oh, by Chris, yeah. He did have a heyday. And that left about junior high.
Yeah.
Where everyone else got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I got beat up by a bunch of 6th graders in the front of the school. And it's like a defining moment in my life, dude. Because what they did is they were like pushing me around and kind of kicking me around. And my 2 friends I was with ran off, right? They were scared, right? Yeah. Fair enough. Right. So lesson number 1, you're always by yourself.
You're on your own.
At the end of the day, when it all blows up, you're just you, right? Yeah. And so then they took me and they picked me up and they like put me on my stomach and then they like kept on slamming my face into the snow.
I didn't know that. I've never heard this before.
I don't think I've told maybe a few people my whole life because it's like kind of got buried, right?
Yeah.
And even though I remember it all the time, I just, who talks about this stuff, especially in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, dude. And I remember for a minute there, I could not breathe, and I was like, they're going to kill me, right? which is, you know, you look back and think, oh, how sad, little boy, blah, blah, blah.
No,
and I'm like,
when you're in that moment though, like,
oh, dude,
it's intense.
I get up, they run off, you know, I think someone yelled at them, right? Like, leave that kid alone, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I remember walking home all by myself. And I went home and my mom and dad were like, how's the day? And I just remember looking at my mom, probably my mom, not my dad, right? He was probably at work. And I just said, good. And I just like went about my day, right? And just internalized the shit out of that moment, right? Like, I am not going to let this happen to me again. I'm not going to let this happen to me again, right? Yeah. But I didn't know how to make that not happen to myself at that time. Yeah. Then I get to junior high, right? And I got beat up by Josh Rupp, the Hemming kid.
Yeah, Ryan.
Is it Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan
and that little shithead Bracken Helms. Yeah. Fuck you guys, by the way. One of you's dead. Yeah. Anyways. But they held me down and beat me up because I was wearing patent leather Airwalk shoes, right?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, yeah,
isn't that wild?
I know. While you're telling all this, like, all these memories are flooding back, like, of stuff that's similar, like back then. Anyway, go ahead. It's wild.
But so I walk into the, you know, it was during recess, or not recess, gym class. Yeah. Even though we're outside, and the coach guy or whatever was like, here's your towel. You know, I went and showered up, dude. I just remember that day. I was like, never again. Yeah. No one will ever mess with me again, dude. And it wasn't like I started lifting weights the next day or anything like that, right? But I just like changed my mentality so freaking hard then that it's like, I'm going to be a beast. Yeah. Like I will be nice to everybody because I don't want people to feel like this. Yeah. You don't want to be that guy. But if you ever cross that freaking road, it is on. I'm not even going to talk about it. Yeah. I am just going to start headbutting you and beating you freaking in the ground. And that was the last time I was ever bullied in my entire life. Yeah. You know? But it's weird though, because it's actually, I think it was good for me. Yeah. It was good to go through some bull crap. Yeah. You know? No,
I can relate to that too, because funny enough, I think that in a sort of way, like the same thing happened to me. Like, I remember, you know, being like 5th grade, picked on, you know, and like being like, never again. Yeah. I will never let anyone, you know, like control what happens to me. Like, I got pinned down. I don't know if it was Chris or who it was, but like somebody pinned me down and beat the shit out of me. And it was like, nope, it's not going to happen again. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I can understand that. It's like,
it's weird, right? Because they try to eliminate that from kids' lives now. Mm-hmm. And not that you shouldn't, you know, little kids get beat up and stuff, but but when it happens, it's a little bit of a gift.
Yeah, it is actually, because it changes you in a way that's actually good. Like, you know, you're determined to be stronger, like to do something for yourself that doesn't put you in that situation ever again, you know? Yeah.
And when you're in that situation, you're going to be strong. Yeah. You know? One thing that men have to be is just, you have to be strong all the time, right? Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Yeah. I know, it's weird to think about that stuff back then. Yeah, it was.
Little lessons you learn every day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some kid pops you with a snowball. You got to freaking conflict manage your way out of that, boy. Yeah.
I know, it's weird. Like, you know, you don't realize till you talk about it how much you learned, how much, you know, how formative that stuff was back then, you know, when you were in elementary. Like, it seemed like so insignificant, but it wasn't, you know, like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened back then that was like really formative to, you know, the way I am now, you know. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. I didn't know that though. That's cool. You know, I mean, it's not cool, but it happened.
Oh, it's good. It is cool. I'm glad I had those lessons. I'm glad it wasn't worse. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could have a scar from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have gotten worse. I could have chosen the other way, right? Could have chosen to be scared and nervous and anxiety and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like, you know, Superman roast. But you know what I mean? It's just like, I came out of that a better person, you know, and it gave me empathy for other people for sure. Yeah. So. Yeah.
It's interesting to see what like makes us who we are, you know? Yeah. As you go down the road and, you know, see that stuff, how it plays out long term. Yeah, I know, and how it plays out in our kids, right? You know, like how you raise your kids and it's.
Oh yeah. My 2 girls are both feisty. My son, not that aggressive. But,
isn't that weird, right? Yeah. Like, It's funny because I have 2 boys and 1 girl too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I had a bad parenting moment a little while ago. So
plenty of those.
Brea pops, Brea will hit Nixon all the time, right? I grab him and throw him around, and he's just like, blah, blah, blah. And I get mad at her, right? I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? I've been telling her for years, right? This happened like recently, right?
Yeah.
Within the last 6 months. I'm like, he's going to pop you back one time.
Yeah. You're not
and what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want me to come get mad at him? She's like, oh, he does it, you know, blah, whatever they're scrapping over, right?
Yeah.
And I have to laugh, dude, because it was, I don't know, I was like frozen in the moment. So she hits him. It's like right in front of me too, like right in the kitchen, right? I'm sitting on the couch, right? And they're like kind of, and dude, he just freaking grabs the back of her head. And he's all pop, pop, pop. He got 3 in, bro, before I was like, oh like, boy, stop.
It's going down.
And dude, he like won't let go of her, dude. And then, you know, she's flipping out, right? She wants to, she's not even sad. She wants to beat him up back, right? Because she's luckily like they're young enough. They weren't doing that much damage, even though I'm sure that freaking hurt. Then she kind of starts crying, right? And I look at her, I'm like, today's the day.
Yep. That's what
today's the day, baby. And, you know, my wife's like, what? Like, what kind of parenting's that? I'm like, I've been saying it for 4 years.
Right, you've been telling her it's coming back to you at some point, and here it is. Today's the day.
You know, so I had to, obviously had to hug her and work her through it, make them apologize to each other, be like, it hurts when you hit each other, right? Let's stop doing this. Then I got to pull him into the room and be like, hey, I get it. Don't hit your freaking sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these little micro, you know,
that never happened for us, though. That's important, too. Like, did you ever get any of that parenting?
No.
I certainly didn't.
No, what happened?
Yeah. Fuck you guys.
I barely even told my parents stuff.
Yeah.
My parents, they'll hear that story and I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
I never told them about me getting bullied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just dealt with it. You know?
Yeah. Because it didn't feel like they cared, you know? Like,
well, I don't even know if they... They just didn't set a standard where, like, if stuff happened,
it's so
bring
different.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like so different.
I mean, we didn't have video games growing up. I mean, we kind of did, right? We got Nintendo.
Yeah, Atari.
Atari. You might have played for an hour a week or something like that. We were in the streets.
Yeah, playing like home run derby and like, you know,
tag,
basketball, and
exploring and just building stuff and stealing stuff from construction sites and building forts. And
we dug like a 6-foot hole, like 6 foot deep, like 10 foot by 5, and like put plywood over the top and like covered it with like grass clippings that I mowed from our lawn.
Yeah.
And someone walked across it and fell in. I got in all sorts of shit for that.
Could you imagine being an adult just like, whoop, what the hell?
You remember the, Derek and Kyle Bringhurst. Yeah. They helped us dig that hole. Like I told them we'd pay them, right? And they dug this giant hole in this empty lot next to our house. Obviously I couldn't pay them. I was, like 10 years old. But anyway, it was like our fort. Yeah. And, somebody walked across it and fell in and like broke their leg or something. And we got in all sorts of shit for it.
That's funny. I couldn't pay you guys. Lessons learned all over the place. What are you doing? Accepting a job from a 10-year-old.
10-year-old's going to pay you? Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, dude. Shit. Building forts, man. Holy crap. I mean, we grew up in a place that was like what, 2 shades away from being a farm? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Highland back in the day, right?
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, a lot of our friends had farms. Yeah. Most people had, what would you call that in the backyard where you grow a bunch of vegetables?
Like
a garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. A garden. I'm a city boy. I hate to expose myself. One of those called gardens.
What's that?
Where does milk come from? The store.
A store?
Yeah.
Or a cow. Yeah.
But dude. I mean, it was crazy, dude. We rode bikes everywhere. I mean, BMX bikes, right? I mean, it was just. Yeah. No wonder our quads are so strong.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, you always had to bike yourself somewhere.
Can you imagine if we had a tracker on how many miles we did as a kid?
Yeah.
It'd blow your mind.
I know.
You did 77,000 miles in your 9th year. You know what I mean? It's I believe it.
I know. I remember, this is kind of off topic, me and Garrett wrestled. I don't think you did, right?
Not the year. I wrestled junior year and you guys wrestled senior year.
Oh, that's right.
So, I wrestled when that man child with the beard wrestled you.
Yeah. And he like
dogged it or something.
Like just destroyed me. And like a full
I don't like
beard.
this.
We're like 17. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm 35.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was me and Garrett wrestling. That was something. God, they used to pull up the school bus to my house and like honk the horn because we did not want to go. Like I hated wrestling. I hated it. I did not want to go on those tournaments, man. They were terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would pull the bus up to the house and like Rock D, remember him? Coach Rock D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'd sit out there on the horn of the bus like, come on, let's go to the tournament. I'm like, dude, nope.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I hate wrestling.
You liar. Yeah. Dude, I don't know if I've told this on the podcast. I've told it a million times to friends, right? But so he comes up to me after our sophomore year, right? And he's like, hey, bro. No. Our junior year of football. If you come and play, if you come wrestle with me, you'll make you a better football player. I was like, okay.
Same pitch I heard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, we show up. Oh, you remember this, dude. It was me and you, right? Remember when we get in those juniors, right? All the seniors are all getting pissed because we're laughing at them, in their leotards, and they're all running around in that circle, dude, like warming up.
Like doing the whole shuffle.
Yeah, then they're trying to wrestle us to show us what's up, and it's like, you ain't moving me, bro. You're 170 pounds. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Pipsqueak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Beck's older brother.
Oh, yeah.
What's his
Taylor.
Name? Taylor Beck. He was all pissy.
Jed's older brother, yeah.
Yeah, one of the, what was the one brother that ended up marrying Corianne?
Oh, that was a Clough.
Corey Jones. A Clough, yeah. One of the Cloughs.
Nick.
Yeah. It was those two that were busting our balls.
Yeah.
Like, stop, take this serious. And it's just like,
we were like,
how am I supposed to take it serious? You know what we wear?
Like just fucking off the whole time.
It did show in my performance on the mat, though.
Yeah, we didn't really take it too serious.
Oh, bro, that's when. Did you body slam someone or did they body slam you?
No, me. Did Spanish Fork. That kid broke my back.
Yeah.
That's what started my whole back problems.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big deal.
He bear hugged me and jumped and they took me off in the ambulance that time.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Man, I remember you being body slammed. I didn't even know it wasn't a rule. I was just kind of like, that looks like it hurts. And everyone people are coming out of the freaking crowd. I'm like, uh-oh.
I stood up, tried to punch him, and I just fell. My whole body just, I was like, nope, my back's done.
Well, dude, so Ruckty before every match, or Mangum or one of them, I don't know which one of them, right?
They were both there.
Yeah, same dude, right? Sorry, guys, if you listen to this, I love you. Come on the podcast. But they would try and prep me, right? Oh, this guy, if you can get his ankle well. I'm like, yeah, whatever. In fact, so the tournament that you wrestled the freaking man-child with the big old beard, I got third place in that tournament.
Yeah.
Because I freaking pulled this little butterball's arms, like crucified him, and he wouldn't put his shoulder down. And I'm sitting there like, dude, will you give up?
Right.
You haven't even put me on the mat.
Just lay down.
So, dude, I just bury my chin in his shoulder, right? Yeah. He screams for 4 seconds, and I win. And then, 5 hours later, it's me and him matched up for the third place trophy. And I'm looking at him, and he's just like, looking at me, and I'm like, hey, it's you.
Hey, what's up?
Pudgy. And then I did the same freaking thing to him.
Same thing.
Because he wouldn't move his shoulders. I was like, just yield, bro.
Right.
They told me I get a medal if I beat you. This is the only thing I'm ever going to accomplish in this sport.
I forgot about all that till you just told me that story. I remember that so clearly now.
Dude,
that's wild.
My first memory of that tournament, right?
Yeah.
We go in that big gym, right? And I'm like, this is so weird. I'm embarrassed. I'm wearing this weird thing.
You got this leotard on or
whatever. With the tights, right? Yeah, it's oh, okay, whatever. And then they turn all the lights out and they just can that thing, right? That can lighting just on the mat. And I'm like,
yeah, that was the worst. You feel so exposed. You're
you go walking out there,
half
dude.
naked, right there on that can light.
Oh, freaking wild. So the hardest thing I ever did in wrestling, though, so I started getting my ass kicked, right? By the guys that knew what they were doing, especially in the region, right? Which was hard, right? Yeah. Come from freaking dominating on the football field to just getting
it's a whole nother world.
Yeah. And so we went to the Payson guy. Or we're wrestling Payson, right? Which, how am I supposed to know that they're good at wrestling? Who the hell knows? Who cares?
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's no one, we don't care about that. And why should they?
So I should look this dude up. So I'm sitting there, we do all the warm-up crap during the day, blah, 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 right? We're all acting like we know what we're doing. Well, those guys are all acting like they know what we're doing. Me and you are just trying to make weight, right? Am I going to go 215 this time? You
we're just fucking off over in the corner.
You doing heavyweight? What are we doing?
That was, You, that's right. You and me you were 215. I was heavyweight junior year. And then Garrett was 215 and I was heavyweight senior year.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I forgot about that. That's wild.
So, dude, one of the coaches brings me in and says, okay, all right, your strategy today, And honestly, by this point, I was kind of over here. And I was like, whatever. I'm just going to go try and tackle him like I always do. right? I don't know what I'm doing.
You're playing football out there like I did. It was
Just don't land outside the circle, you little bug. And he's like, cool, this guy, he's okay. He's got some moves, right? Like, whatever, right?
Oh my God,
now,
that's wild.
Bro, this was a 3-year state champion about to hit his 4th.
He didn't say that.
Right? So this dude, we walk out there.
Yeah, I remember this.
You remember this?
Yeah.
Dude, I go out there, we
God.
shake hands, and this dude's got like the form. I'm like, oh, that's going to be, it's going to be a minute, right? And dude, all of a sudden, dude, I am like hogtied.
Yeah.
Like by his body. And I'm like on my back. I'm like, well, this is quick and kind of embarrassing. Then he just stands back up. And moves back to the end of the thing. Yeah. And I'm like,
dude,
I'm like looking at the coach.
He was an asshole. I remember that so well. Like it was yesterday.
I know. I'm looking over like, what's happened? Is it over? Did they count it out? You know, and he's just like doing that little shoulder shaky thing.
His little shimmy. I remember his shimmy too. Like, dude, he
so
was
pissed.
What a dick. Yeah.
Dude, so I look over and, Mangum or whatever is like, go, get him. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay, dude. Freaking all of a sudden I'm like, boom, like back on my back. Like, what the freak? And he's got me again. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Then the dude freaking gets up again. Right?
I remember that.
And I just hear someone yell, they're trying to tech you. And I'm like, what the freaking... And
what does that mean, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think it ended the round by that time, right? What are they, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yep, 3 rounds, 3 minutes, yeah.
So I go over to him, Megan or whatever. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, dude, he's trying to tech you, right? If he gets 15 points and you're 0, so 15 is 0, it'll be like a tech and blah, 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 blah. You won't get any points. And he's like, just get a point, get him down on the ground.
How?
So exactly.
Right.
So I'm out there, dude. And the guy's kind of grabbing me, dude, and he's like getting on me. I'm like, shit, it's like a goddamn spider monkey. I can't shake this mother trucker. So, dude, he said something to me, or he like scratched me with his face, or some of those shitty little things they do in wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Or like maybe hit me in the forehead, like when I tried to grab him, right?
Yeah.
So he backs up, and I'm like, that's it, dude. He shoots. I swing like this to freaking hit him, dude. He grabs me. Oh my God, like pandemonium, dude. He ends up pinning me, right, with like 13 points or whatever the freak it was.
Yeah.
Dude, I get up, dude. I don't shake his hand, pull those damn things off my head, kick my chair across the freaking thing, dude. Mangum's like screaming at me about sportsmanship or some bullshit, dude. I go in the freaking locker room, dude. I'm just like, I don't think I've ever been that mad in my life.
Dude, I remember that so clearly.
Dude,
I remember that locker room. Like, I remember going in and talking to you after that match, like, dude, it's all right. I never remembered that till you told that story. Like, that is so wild. I remember that so clearly now.
Humbling.
Dude, that dude was a freaking dick, though.
He was, and he was good.
Yeah, he was really good.
Like, he won that year.
Yeah, well, 215's very competitive. Like, heavyweight's just a bunch of pudgy guys throwing their weight around, which is weird that I was heavyweight and you weren't back then, like.
I know, I went down from like 250 to get into those little freaking tights of like 212 or whatever the freak,
I know.
What? I look good. I look good back then.
Dude, you do now too.
Oh, dude.
That was wild. Yeah.
What a life. There's some life lessons for you.
Yeah, right.
Brother.
Yeah, that was wild. That's so weird to hear those stories because I remember that. Yeah. Like when you tell that story, it's like shit, I remember I can all of a sudden see the locker room and like all the stuff that went on back then.
Oh, yeah, dude. Even remember football, our football team, our senior year was fantastic till the end. Yeah. But it's like, we're in these freaking locker. Yeah. We already did this with Jared, with Jake Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
We went off for like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What's he up to?
He works for his company. He's a CFO for, is it TRA Snow and, God, you're asking me. It's roofing products.
Oh, cool.
So, his episode's out. You have to listen to it.
Oh,
it's funny, dude.
That's cool.
We go deep into Cyprus. Bro, we went freaking... Anyway, we can't do it. We can't do it.
Yeah.
We can't do it. We'll do it for like 30 minutes, bro. So, anyways, but it's just life, right? You get one shot at this freaking thing. You might as well live it up and enjoy it.
Yep.
And we did a good job of that in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure. When did we become real good friends? Probably in high school, right?
Yeah.
Probably through junior high a little bit.
Yeah. I think high school for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to be a skater kid with Miles.
Yeah, back
in
like
John
high.
Hall, right?
Yeah.
So I was in your neighborhood, didn't even see each other.
His dad was like the scout leader, and he hated me so bad because I was the shit on the bus that was like constantly like causing trouble. But
I told a story about
Benny
you.
Hall.
Who?
His dad's name's Benny. Sorry.
Oh, Benny Hall?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Benny Hall.
No,
Yeah.
I told a story about you, dude, with Jake.
Oh, yeah?
It's the one where, dude, you came to freaking football practice and you called your mom a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. And my dad showed back up.
And your dad shows back up.
And ripped me.
Tell that story for all the viewers.
Well, so I was late for practice. Well, I wanted to go to football practice, but I was supposed to mow the lawn, right? So I hadn't mowed the lawn yet. My mom said, mow the lawn or I'm not going to take you to practice. So I finally, mowed the lawn, but I was so mad that she made me late for practice to mow the lawn. When she was driving away, I flipped her off.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. I'm like, you.
That's even better.
Yeah. And I'm like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
And so we're in the middle of practice and I had to run laps because I was late. And I'm like, the whole time, like, oh, you mom, gosh.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, So then I see my dad's car pull up. I'm like, oh shit. She saw me flip her off. I'm fucked, So he comes like squealing into the parking lot, jumps out of his car, grabs me by my pads and tears me off to the side. Like it was so embarrassing, like everybody's like, oh shit, what'd he do? Yeah, that was not a good moment. Like took me home.
Yeah, you were done forever. For the day, right? Didn't he take you home?
Oh, yeah, took me home. I was grounded. I forgot about that. Oh my God.
Dude, I don't even know. We were talking about...
that was like 7th grade.
I think it was 8th.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Oh. Anyways, whatever it was. Yeah, maybe it was
Highland Bears, whatever that was.
It was Highland Bears. It was one of the Chittister. It was the Chittister son that was coaching.
Yeah, remember his Camaro, the T?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he pulled up with this rock and he had like the...
Orange Camaro, bro. We just talked about it with Jake. Yeah. No, he had a shirt. I'll tell you this because you'll laugh at it, dude. He had a tank top, dude. It had a train on it. 2 cartoon naked chicks on the side.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like when I lost some of my innocence. I was like, oh,
what's that?
Those are boobies. I like those.
Oh my God, boobies.
Yeah, we're at like 13.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Oh, that's great.
Back before the internet.
Right? Yeah. Or dial up when it was like one line at a time. Yeah. You're like waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Here it comes.
Oh, my dad will be home in 15 minutes. Hopefully I can see the toes.
Oh, my God. Give me some nipple.
Oh,
dude, I know. Remember that? Because I was like on the phone with him. I'm like, hey, do you want to play ball or you want to get laid tonight? Yeah. That song, I'm like, come on, we got girls. Let's go. And his dad was listening. He's like, who's that dirtbag that you're hanging out with?
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
See, the younger kids won't realize this, but when we grew up, if you picked a phone up in the house, it was live.
Everybody's phone's on the line.
Anyone can pick up. Oh, especially if you're smooth with it. You just got to like pull the receiver up at the same time.
Just a little bit of slow on that little, yeah. Oh, my God.
Which was awesome, because if your friend was ever talking to his girlfriend, dude, you could go to like the dad's den or something, or the kitchen, and just like listen in.
Do you remember Jessica Adams?
Oh, yeah. She's my 9th grade girlfriend.
I read her journal, and Tyler Adams came to beat me up.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh, Jessica Adams.
You dated her for a minute.
I did. We were the 9th grade cutest couple.
Yeah, yeah.
We even kissed.
Yeah.
A lot.
Wow.
If I remember right, I really remember. She also, the way we broke up was kind of funny. Probably another life-defining moment. She was just like, yeah, I don't need boyfriend, girlfriend anymore. I like Nolan Carter better than you. And I was like,
you're like, ouch.
F him. Okay. That's how we ended it, dude. Like the most amicable breakup ever. Yeah. Like we almost shook hands after, like, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. It was nice making out with you.
Yeah. Thanks for making out with me. It helped my ego.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, there's like so many memories flooding back from high school.
Oh, yeah.
It's wild.
Hopefully people find them as funny as we do.
Yeah,
seriously. And if they don't, screw them.
I'm seriously worried about what's going to find its way online. Here's one for you. This probably doesn't work either, but me and Paul, I don't know if you were there. It was at the Larsons. Like we always hung out there. Like freshman.
Big chance I was there if it was at the Larsons. Yeah.
It was like freshman, sophomore year. I don't remember her name, but we went like in my minivan. You remember the minivan I used to drive? Mm-hmm. And we went and played strip poker in that minivan, right? Anyway, it was with Paul and like, I don't know who it was, but it turned into some big thing.
Oh, yeah, people getting upset.
That? God, anyway, but I think that's where Rich. No, I shouldn't bring this up, but anyway.
Yeah, well, hard pass.
Yeah,
what were you doing strip club? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, man. It's like teenagers' hormones and energy, right? I mean, you're just like finding your way in the world and trying anything you possibly can to like hang out with girls and
it's all about girls. And
I remember that park that was next to them, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember making a Molotov cocktail, right, and like throwing it in that little aqueduct thing.
Oh yeah,
to like impress some chick. It's like, come watch this.
It's all about the ladies.
Like 15-year-old girls with me when I'm 16. It's just like, oh cool. I like lighted up fire, throw it there, like burns. We're just like, yeah, you want to go make out?
Cool.
There's a park bench.
I know. We used to go make out on like that Tri-City golf course.
Yeah.
It's Fox Hollow now, but we used to sneak out there.
I still think it's called Tri-Cities until I go there and I'm like, oh yeah, Fox Hollow. It's only been that for 30 years.
Right, but for the previous 20, it was Tri-City.
Oh my gosh. So dude, post high school, both of us served missions.
Yeah.
How was your mission, Jared?
Oh, that's a funny story. Yeah. Do you remember my homecoming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I actually remember your farewell too, right?
Oh,
Wasn't I there for that?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, because I came home for back surgery.
And I came home. Yeah, you came home for back surgery, but also I came home for my hand. And we went to you remember that? We went to like Walmart and the University Mall.
Yeah.
When I was still a missionary.
Yeah.
And we like went around, got free stuff from people at the
mall. Yeah. And we were actually missionaries. That's another thing that's funny.
Yeah.
We were even lying, but we're not from here.
I have a picture of you in a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And us in suits with our name tags on.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's in front of my parents' house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that picture is freaking golden, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's a great picture. We went to Walmart.
That's funny. We were missionaries together.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
In some weird world.
In this weird world of Utah. And we went to Walmart. And I remember people giving me shit because you were like on a different aisle. They're like, aren't you supposed to be by your companion?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
we're openly being rebellious.
Yeah.
Get over here, Elder. Let's go sleep in the same room, but not the same bed.
We were holding hands going down the way
out
on the mall. Yeah. They're like, that's a little too close.
So give us a famous line from your homecoming. Okay. Because that one slayed, I think I giggled for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, when I came home, everybody's like, oh, the mission was great. It was the best 2 years of my life. I would have never traded it for anything. And I got up there with a full crowd and I was like, I had a nightmare last night. I was back in my mission. And they were like, what? No, that's
Elder,
not how it goes.
No,
Elder. Like, I was back in my mission. I was wishing I was home, but I woke up and gratefully the nightmare was over. I'm not still there. They're like, you've ruined all these young boys' minds. It's like everybody romanticizes that stuff. And yeah, I got shit for that for a while.
Oh, funny. I bet.
Yeah.
The bishop give you crap?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can't say that.
Oh gosh. And I'll speak next week. Hey guys, what I said last week was absolutely true.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor them all, dude. I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Nobody. Everything was true.
Don't go.
They're like tearing me off the stand.
Oh, dude. See those moments, man, you'd be a freaking legend if you say that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, your homecoming was perfect.
Yeah.
It's freaking perfect.
There were like guys from my mission, like that I served with, and they were like, oh, yes, there it is right there. I mean, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, the frozen tundra of Canada.
A shit show, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. It was so bad. So bad.
Do you still talk to anybody from your mission?
Yeah, some. I mean, maybe a couple guys. I mean, but not a lot. I mean, it's like
Facebook it or something.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Not a lot. Brian, Dalton, but yeah.
You still married?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I married a girl from high school. We
had Savannah, right?
Interesting adventures after the mission too, and on the mission as well. Yeah. I used to go to the casino on my mission.
Did you really?
Yeah. Go to the clubs, It was such a shit show. That mission was a joke, man.
Your mission president didn't really care, right?
No, the guy that was there when I was there cared, but he was trying to clean it up because it was like such a nightmare. Like, I mean, oh my God, it was bad. Like we would go to like, we went to this one lady's house and I'm like looking at a picture book on her, like her coffee table. I'm like, I know that guy. He's a missionary here.
Yeah.
They're like, holding each other's hand, like kissing, like he's like full-blown boyfriend for this girl. Oh. That happened all the time though there.
We had a couple of that happen on my mission. I was really the first one in my family to serve a mission.
Yeah.
Right. And so
I had like Scotland.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I had like no expectation, right? Like, I thought it was a 9-to-5 job, weekends off.
Yeah.
Now, why I thought that was stupid.
It's not it.
Yeah. I'm in the MTC like, huh? Like every day I'm like, what?
Oh man.
We have to say that?
It was terrible.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. And I went to the MTC in Manchester.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even go to the one here.
Yeah.
But dude, we, so you know that mission video, right? It's like a promo video where like the missionaries are just waving to the camera, like they're on the doorstep, they're waving, the guy on the door is waving, like everyone's happy as hell.
Right. Hey,
I was actually shocked there wasn't more Mormon people in Scotland.
Oh,
because here in Utah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And for some, I don't know, man. My expectations, talk about like just not expecting anything and having all your expectations shattered.
Yeah.
Wait, missionaries fist fight each other? Why?
Yeah, right.
Why is that dude in the bathroom for 30 minutes with an FHM magazine? You were alone with that member. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Whatever I want. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, mind blown. The first 3 months of my mission, I was just like, what is going on?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was going to be like floating from door to door, like, telling people all about
we've been waiting for you.
Great Mormon God that, everyone should believe in, like, and everyone would accept you and welcome you in their house and just love you for being the messenger of great good. Bullshit.
Yeah, they don't like you knocking on their door at any time. We used to joke, man. We try to quantify it. We said it took 1,400 doors to get one person to let you in.
Oh yeah, the old numbers. Yeah,
yeah.
The first area I was in, there was 2,000 people, so maybe 700 homes. All the doors have been knocked on in the last 6 months.
Oh, of course.
Everyone. Yeah. Yep. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, you hear 700 doors and you think, oh, that would take a minute. Like, no, that's like 3 days.
Yeah, it was like November.
Yeah.
In Canada, up north, like -30. What do you do?
You knock on the door, they're like, go home. It's
Melfort,
cold.
Saskatchewan. You know? Yeah, they're like knocking on it to worth a golf ball because your knuckles are frozen.
So what is the best thing that came from your mission?
Probably just, like resilience, like hard work. I mean, there's, as much as I'm not a part of that anymore, like there's still some of it I appreciate, that I've learned from. So it's good. I mean, I can't say it was for nothing,
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I liked my mission. It was fun. I'm not LDS anymore, but I haven't been for a long time. But dude, that was good times. I learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you made good friends, and it was fun at times. But it's like you think back on it, you're like, I spent 2 years of my life selling a religion. Like, what's that about?
Yeah,
it seems weird, but I mean, it's good.
Not a lot of people experience it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it was good. Yeah, I wouldn't take it back.
So post mission, did you go to college?
Yeah, for a little bit. Not enough, but
yeah.
I went to Dixie State and UVU for a little bit.
Oh, that's right. But you got married right away.
Yeah, I got married there's a story.
Within months? Is it months?
Yeah, within a year.
Within a year?
I got home, yeah. Which, funny enough, I met her when I was on my mission.
I know. I was wondering what you were going to say. What's the best thing that came from your mission? You're like, my wife.
Nope.
My first wife.
Yeah. But if she's watching this, I hope she's doing well, but it was rough. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you get married so young.
Yeah.
I'm so freaking lucky, dude. I got married that young.
I know.
You got married did you get married in May? That sound right?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think we got married in June.
I think it was May. Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a while, but I think it was May. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got married right after. Yeah.
June 24th.
You guys are still going strong.
Luckily.
We made it 6 years.
Was that it?
Yeah. I mean, I remember being at Chili's and talking to you about and talking to you about what was going on with me and her.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? Yeah, that's why.
Well, you remember we went up to the car dealership, right? And she told Michelle that she wanted to move to Forks, Washington. And as soon as I saw Michelle, she was like,
Mark,
it's something's going down. I'm like, what? And I told you about it. Like, oh yeah, she's in the freaking blah blah blah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we remember we all went out like a big group thing, and she tried to talk all the girls into going out to like some club to find dudes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
They're all like, what? Huh? You know what's funny though? Those are like really good times back then.
Yeah.
Because we were all married.
Young.
And we had like, no one had kids. I think Hooper was the first one to have a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
But we'd hang out all the time as married couples.
That was so fun. Yeah.
It was actually not that much different than high school because, I mean, a lot of these chicks we knew. So it was like,
yeah. We used to come over to your house all the time. Yeah. I remember McCall was so upset because Michelle was pregnant. And she wanted to have a kid. And I was like,
yeah.
No, we're not ready for that.
I ain't ready for that.
Mm-mm. Yeah. And she was really, really upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild.
You know, it's funny with McCall. I've connected with her on LinkedIn, I think. Years and years and years ago. But it was almost like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? And then like, nothing.
Yeah, I haven't heard or seen anything from her for years.
Yeah. She got remarried though, right?
Yeah, I think a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, I think McCall, yeah, her last name is different. I can't remember. What was your maiden name?
Adams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, I don't know what she's up to now, but.
It's funny, I actually liked her a lot.
Yeah, she was fun. It was good. Well, it was good, and then it was bad.
Yeah, when it got bad, it got real bad.
Yeah.
Probably as most marriages.
Yep. That's true.
So what was your first job when you got back from your mission? Do you remember?
Oh, man.
Was it Alpine Products?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you know that. I would have forgot that. Yeah. I worked.
Well, I remember you went to Germany and you were showing some product off and it was on YouTube.
Yeah, you found me online.
I was like, where, Jared? You're like on YouTube?
You like looked my name up and sold me out to everybody. I was like stuttering like, oh, here's a product. Yeah.
Dude, that's probably still up. We got to find that thing.
I hope not. I hope it's not. But yeah. Yeah, that was, oh my God, that's wild. Yeah, I worked for Alpine. I think it's Alpine Innovations now. And yeah,
is it? Yeah.
They have like, a bunch of different products, like mostly textile stuff. But yeah, I went to Germany and tried to sell them to everybody that would buy. Yeah, but yeah, I thought about that in a while. Yeah, so I think it was, you're right. It was Alpine Products.
And that was your uncle's company, right?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom's brother. Yep.
So how come you wanted to work there? Do you remember?
I think, well, actually the first job when I got home after I got married, because I got married pretty quick, as we already said, I worked at AGEC, which was like an applied geotechnical engineering company. It was like testing, compaction, like soil. I don't know, like, you got to compact the soil to make sure it's not going to like give way under a foundation or a road. And so I did that down in St. George. And then we rented a place down there, and then I moved up to Lehigh and bought our first house. Yeah, so I worked at a different kind of place like that up here, and then I started working for Alpine. And anyway, so I worked there for a while. Yeah, that was good. It worked. So anyway, worked there for 4 or 5 years, and then moved on. And then I think, so I started working for Sprung Structures, which is right there where your place was at, the ADP Lemco.
Which is wild, right?
I know. Yeah, it was right there.
I mean, ADP back then was in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
And you were 4 buildings down.
I know.
Like, 2 seconds.
Yeah. And then I think not long after that, we started getting together.
Yeah.
And then once we started, was it MH Capital?
Oh, is that the one we started first?
I think, what was it? Yeah, I think that's
we did,
what it was.
right? Because we invested first.
When the market was hot and things were shit. Like we were just waiting to fall apart. Is that wild to think about?
There's so many lessons and crazy shit that we learned from that.
Yeah.
So we got approached by a payday loan company that needed money to lend.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the name of that was?
Oh, man.
Someone said it the other day.
I shouldn't remember it because it sure...
Because that was expensive.
Up our world.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't remember, though. What was that?
I'll remember. They had physical stores like in California.
Yeah.
They just opened one in St. George and Vegas or whatever.
They raised like $160 million too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. We got money from our parents, from our we got Wells Fargo line of credits.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking to that law firm that loans money out of like Oregon?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Dude,
about
we took
that.
some kids like $50,000. What was his name? I can't remember his name.
No, we didn't. We were going to. Oh, you're talking
Did
about?
we not give it to him? I thought they refunded us.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, we gave him someone else's $50,000. By the way, $50,000 back then was like $250,000 now.
Shit. Especially for us.
Oh, especially for us. And then because they were going to give us $5 million and we were going to invest it. And we were making like 10% a month.
Yeah.
Which we were just like,
yay.
what jet we pick it out? Blah, blah, blah. I want to buy an island. You know what I mean, dude? Like all the stuff I warn people about now. It's like, don't do this.
If it's too good to be true, it's
dude, 10% a month. We were so stupid. Yeah. And the funniest thing too, it was actually more like 15% a month.
Yeah.
We had those freaking assholes taking money off the top of us.
Yeah. Oh,
we had all the risk. Remember all that? I sued one of them.
Yeah.
I got my money back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
But no, it is like the most cautionary tale of craziness because we got some of the money back, about 4 months worth of it. So we got about 40% of it back.
Yeah.
Luckily, that law firm didn't give us $5 million.
I know. Right?
And they refunded us our $50,000 down.
Which is wild. Oh my God. I forgot about that. Yeah. Like the fact we got that deposit back is insane.
That might have changed the trajectory actually. Because I remember losing all, so we ended up losing all this money, right? $50,000 to my parents. And then it was like $50,000 to Wells Fargo, and then your dad's money, dude. I had
It was like 300,000 altogether, probably, or 250. Yeah,
somewhere in there,
all down the tube.
I freaking pay it back. We're working all this freaking extra time, dude. It's like, ugh. But that was, dude. I hear that if someone walked up to me right now and told me that, I'd like put my arm around him and be like, "You're about to get scammed."
Yep.
There's not one thing about this that makes sense.
I know. We were young and dumb.
Oh, dude. I think I had a Ferrari in my head that I was going to buy.
I know. That was it, right? Like we were.
The craziest thing, too, if we were a year earlier, we would have pulled the same thing off, but we would have made all of that money back.
Yep.
Because it takes 10 months to get your money back.
I know.
Of course, we probably would have rolled it. And
I know. That's what I'm saying. We would have spent it. It's like.
Yeah.
That's. I still went to the Mac store, got computers. We were all ready to rock.
Yeah, we did. Well, that's when I first got into Macs. Yeah, we had Mac laptops.
Yeah. We were going to be millionaires.
We were going crazy. And then out of that, we started our payday loan company.
Yeah. Yep.
You remember the name of that was?
What's that?
Do you remember the name?
My Payday Any Day.
Yeah. I still love that name, dude. My Payday Any Day.
Yeah.
And we did it all online.
Yep. Yeah. That's when I was in the same office as Aaron Wagner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You do stuff with him now too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's done really well.
Yeah, I've told him that actually. I was just like, this is not the first time we've met when I kind of met him a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, I actually met you because my friend Jared was in your thing. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember that. It's Paul's buddy, right? I was like, yeah, Paul.
He was there when my car got repossessed.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Go,
I'm like, oh, no. Yeah, when all that came crumbling down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We were flying high for a minute.
We were flying high for a minute. Oh, well.
You got to come back around.
That's too bad, too, because we could have freaking murdered it in that, too. But if I knew what I knew now and had the access to capital I have right now, dude, like we would have just freaking killed it in that business. I mean, we actually were pretty well capitalized anyways with, your dad's money and like buying all the software and all that shit. But still, though, it's insane. What the hell were we thinking?
I know. Well, we were young and dumb.
Yeah. I mean, we got our MBA. I mean, literally, you got your business like 101 degree, bro. It was just like, don't do this, value things properly. Like, this is not working. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, some good lessons learned and all that, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild ride.
I know. And it was funny, too, because people would ask us, like, what are you guys doing? And we'd explain it. And I'd be like, people thought we were badass. Oh, in the financial sector. We have a capital company that burned to the ground.
So full of shit.
And then we have this online payday loan. But we made money freaking the first 2 weeks we had that company.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have worked if...
We were before regulations, too.
Yeah, if it would have been properly capitalized, I think it would have worked. But at the same time, do you want to make it work in that world? Like, it's just...
That's a powerful lesson I learned.
Yeah. I mean, like I made excuses for it back then. Like, oh, well, it's, we're giving money to people who actually need it. And yes, it's overtaxed or over, it's too much interest. But, there's all sorts of excuses you make. But at the end of the day, it was bullshit.
Yeah, your highway robbery people.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you're taking advantage of people that don't have much left and they're desperate,
You know the funniest thing that happened? Switching gears. Remember when we met with the software engineer? Nerdiest dude ever.
Yeah.
Right? We're sitting there and your dad was in this meeting.
Yeah, at the JCW's, right?
No, I think it was at their office.
Yeah. Oh, and
right.
Well,
we met with him a million times, but there was just the one, right? And he's sitting there talking, and he you could tell he's a little nervous, right?
Yeah.
It's probably because your dad was in the room. Because sure as shit, we're nervous that we were in the room. We were 24 years old,
kids,
and he leans back in his chair, and dude, to this, I've told this story a million times too. He leans back in his chair and he goes, and your dad asks a question. He goes, "Well, that's the way of the dildo."
Yes.
Dodo.
Oh my
Dodo. I was like, he said dildo.
That's the way
he
the
said
dildo.
Jared. We heard it right.
I remember that. It's like, that's the way it goes with the dildo.
Yeah.
We're like, huh? He's like, I mean dodo.
Dodo.
That's the way it goes with the dodo.
Your dad's face, bro. The best part about your dad is barely changes facial expression the whole time. The guy's just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, he was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. The dildo.
And of course, we're immature enough that was just destroying our tickle bone, dude. Oh gosh, he said it. He said it.
He said dildo. Oh my God, that's so great.
Oh man,
I forgot.
And we still bought the software.
Yeah, we still bought that pile of shit.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
So funny, dude.
I'm gonna remind my dad of that later today.
You should. Yeah, you remember that? He'll probably be like,
Yeah, I don't remember hearing any of that. I mean, he was so awkward around that stuff. Like a sex scene would come on in a movie. He was like,
what's going on? I don't know. I know nothing about this.
I don't know what this is. What are they doing right now?
Dude, the other funny thing with your dad, oh my gosh. So we were playing golf with Adam Ingersoll, right?
Oh,
it was us four, right? Remember that? So just so everyone knows, Jared's dad's name is Kim.
Yeah. Kimberly. Oh, shit.
Adam hits a putt is short, right? So in golf, if you guys don't know this, people call that an Alice because Alice going down the rabbit hole. He doesn't get it there, right? And freaking Adam goes, "Oh, Kim," and he looks at Jared's dad, and Jared's dad doesn't flinch, and he goes, "Burley, Kimberly, oh Kimberly, get in the hole." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Dude, your dad is just like, who is this kid? He called me Kimberly.
Kimberly. And here's what's so great about that. He's so insecure about his name. It's like a girl's name.
Yeah.
So he was like, what? Are you calling me a girl? Like he was so... It made it that much better because he's like so insecure about his name.
I know. It's like the perfect storm, dude, for Adam. And Adam just standing there like,
he's so embarrassed.
Go hit that thing in. You have 3 inches left and shut up. Yeah. What are you saying?
No more Kimberly's. Just hit it.
Kim Burley?
Oh, Kim Burley? He wasn't sure you got his name right. I mean, what the...
Oh, classic. Freaking classic, dude.
That's hilarious.
Oh, dude. That's not our last venture. We've had another one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So what was so in the meantime, I cannot stop thinking of Adam's face, dude.
Yeah,
just staring at your dad.
Did I get it right or wrong?
Yeah. Help. Did I get your name right? Is it Burke?
Somebody help.
Oh man, so sorry listeners, that one gets me.
That's so good.
So then we got into, then after a little while you ended up working at a coding company or coding certification company.
Yeah,
I should know what this is since we spent 10 months.
Like medical coding.
Yeah, medical coding.
Yeah.
What was the name of that company?
AAPC.
AAPC. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then and then our next venture pops up, right? Because you ended up becoming the worldwide sales director of this business and absolutely smashing it.
Well, yeah, it was international stuff, but yeah.
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 So explain. So tell us what that company did.
They certify medical coders and billers, and they had an untapped market in the international sector. India, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and stuff like that. So I proposed that proposed to the leadership there that we tap that market, that we go after it. And so for a few years, I led that effort. So yeah, it was good. It was a good time, but
yeah. So people understand this when doctors and nurses and hospital groups and all these guys bill insurance companies, they have to code what actually happened, right? So they hire these third parties. Most of them work from home or in massive call centers, right, over in India.
Yeah.
And they have to be certified to work on these contracts. So they have to be competent enough to actually...
Yeah, there's like a test, like any other, like a certification. You understand real estate or, I don't know, whatever comparable thing. Yeah, you take a test, learn some stuff, and you certify yourself as understanding the basics of how that all works. Yeah.
And if I remember right, they basically, your compensation, basically didn't they say, hey, we've got all these leads. Who can figure this out? And you basically raised your hand and was like, pay me a commission and I'll do it?
Yeah, well, I got hired as like a basic sales guy to just, sell like education to coders that were already there, or, sell education to people that wanted to get into medical coding. And along the way, it's a long story. The short version is that I realized there was a lot of people, there was a new market, like springing up in India. And anyway, so mostly India and the Philippines. And so I'm like, look, if we can sell our education to them, there's a big market there, to certify those coders, because everything's getting outsourced, even in medical coding and billing. So anyway, I ended up kind of leading that whole charge of, like certifying and educating coders in India, the Philippines, and then Dubai and Abu Dhabi, or the UAE, started taking on the same like healthcare practice or the same structure as the United States. So they also needed to have billers and coders in their country to do that same thing. So yeah, when you go to the doctor, you break your leg, it's a code. They say it's like, whatever code it is, and that code equals $150. So they take the doctor's notes, they translate it into a code, and they bill the insurance company. So that's kind of the short of it. But yeah. So that was the next thing.
And so then we started a business. What was the name of that one?
Yeah.
International Coders?
So yeah, it's a long story, but yeah, I parted ways with AAPC and wanted to start something that was, exclusively for international, outside of the U.S. coders, billers. So yeah, it was, ICA, International Coders Association.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a bunch of stuff with that, but
it's too damn bad that didn't work out.
Yeah.
That was a complicated monster that we were competent enough to execute, but didn't realize how much power the other company had, really, right?
Yeah, they tried to sue me too.
Did they really?
Yeah, they sent me a cease and desist, but when I left there, I had to sue them for my last like $50,000 they owed me, and anyway, as a part of that whole lawsuit, they had to release my non-compete. So they had no grounds to sue me for.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, that was,
well, we were literally, we were like 4 people away from approving us.
Yeah.
From like literally just being like, gates open, go get them. Because you had all the relationships, people were ready to swap over to our certification.
Yeah.
And we literally just needed a couple contracts to add us as a certification that was acknowledged.
Some of the big healthcare companies here in the U.S., Yeah, we got really close.
We were really close to making good money on that.
Yeah, that would have been good if we...
Because the revenues were tens of millions, right?
Yeah, there's tons of money there. Yep. Yeah, there was a real opportunity there, but yeah, it sucks that it didn't work out. But yeah, there was some... Yeah, it's...
It's the way of the dodo.
It's the way it goes. It's the way of the dildo. It's here till it's extinct, and then it's the way of the dildo. Shit.
Oh my gosh, dude! What a funny freaking world.
That's funny. So what's going on with you lately?
Good question.
Lots of stuff, obviously.
Lots of stuff, but it's kind of winding down a little bit too. I've wound down some things, but so ADP still going strong. Professional Floor Systems, kind of a sister company-ish. where we do all the NBA
like,
flooring.
Yeah, like NBA flooring.
Yeah, that company's growing. We've had some
Doing
struggles, but I've cash infused our way through them.
Cash will do a lot.
Yeah,
It'll solve a lot of problems.
Cash solves a lot of problems.
Yeah,
But
it does.
I feel like that company's on the up and up. Should be going pretty well.
Yeah,
I've got some major things with ADP that I'm working on that I'll tell you about off camera.
cool.
So some exit strategy type stuff potentially.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
more of an acquiring spree with an eventual exit.
Yeah,
So
cool.
we got my investment fund that we're putting a lot of time into.
Yeah.
Just getting me. That's always been my thing.
Yeah,
know,
I know.
like
That's
investing.
what we've always wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's still hard. It's still, it's all deal flow and raising capital and
Yeah,
somewhere in between.
networking and
Yeah. Networking. So, but let's talk about something real quick that I'd like people to understand about us, and I'd like to get your perspective on it. Why do you think that we're such good friends? Because we've been through a lot of stuff.
a lot. Yeah. I mean, honestly, because I think you're a good friend. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I think that, you're a good guy that cares about people. And I mean, I feel like I'm the same way, but I don't know. I look back at our history and it seems like every time I turn around, you're there, reaching out, caring, and I wish I could say it was different, that I was a better friend, but yeah, I mean, you've always been there through some real lows, like, I don't know. I mean, I think we have a lot in common. I think we understand each other. We see the world the same way. But honestly, I think we're good friends. We've, had this relationship for so long because you are a really good person. Like you really care about people. And I don't have a lot of that in my life, like, I mean, I really do. I really think that's the truth. I don't know.
Well, it's very nice of you to say.
Well, yeah. It's true.
Outside of my ego. No, it's funny because people ask me, I'm like a weird dude, right? I'm just like this. I'm just me, right? There's no one like me, which is true for everybody, but for sometimes I really feel like that's really true about me.
No, it is. Yeah.
I make friends really easily. I feel like I don't know. I just kind of feel like once you're in, you're in. You know what I mean? And you're like the perfect example of that. Not that you've ever done anything to hurt our friendship, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been through stuff. I've been through stuff. Like, you're like the perfect example of a friend of mine that is just like, we're just friends. I just love that guy. And like, it doesn't matter what happens in life. Like, we're just kind of tied to eternity together.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Well, and you don't judge people, I mean, as if you did, yeah, we would not be friends anymore. But yeah, you're somebody who sees the best in people and is resilient as hell. Like you just stick to it.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to find.
Yeah, I remember. I have so many memories of you. It's insane. Right? We've talked so much.
Many years.
Yeah, we've had so many things that have gone right in our relationship, and to talk about it, I mean, you just recently gone through, and will go through the rest of your life. You had, a rare blood disease is essentially what it was. What were you You were improperly diagnosed, and then you were properly diagnosed. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still hard to say for sure, but I had chronic anemia, which led to heart failure. And they thought a lot of that anemia was stemmed from a bone marrow disease. But in the end, it ended up being cancer in my arm. So what was it, like a year and a half ago? Almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago, January, I was told they had to amputate my arm, my right arm. And, luckily for my wife, Sarah, she was like, I was ready to give in. I'm like, just cut it off. Whatever. I was done. I was like, I'd been sick for 3 years. I had disconnected from everyone and the whole world. I was not in a good way. Anyway, so I was, at the hospital, IMC on 53rd, and they were going to cut my arm off. And Sarah was like, just don't do that. Just wait. Just, see if some other doctor can help. So after talking to 4 or 5 doctors, this one lady up there at the oncology, she was an oncologist. I said, is there anyone that might be able to, would be willing even to consider a different option? And she said, maybe Dr. Jones at Huntsman might see you. If anyone's going to be able to, see or, consider a different option than amputation, it's him. So I waited a couple months to get in with him, and I went up there, and he was like, look, it's bad. Your arm's full of cancer and infection, and, I don't know what's in there until we, cut it open and get in there, but we're probably going to have to cut it off, but I will try to save it. I'm like, just try. That's all I want. I got a feeling that it's better than you guys think it is. There's something there to save, so just try. That's it, So I went in May of, was it 2020, or actually 21, and like a 15-hour surgery. I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, my arm's still here. There it is. Hallelujah. But they hacked out my bone from just below my shoulder all the way down to my wrist, and all the muscle, one of the main nerves. And, they're like, look, your arm's still there, your hand's still attached, but, we got to replace the bone, all the muscle, all the tissue. So it's not a sure thing yet. So over the next year and a half until today, I've been through probably 60 hours of surgery. They've taken a piece of my thigh. They took my lat out of my back. They've taken skin from my arm, from my leg. And my hand still works. It's a few inches shorter, and it looks weird, but I can, it's like, it's given me a new perspective on things like, if you'd have told me this was the arm I had, 5 years ago, whatever, I would have been like, what? No, this is bullshit. No. I've always been athletic and I'd been able to do whatever I wanted to. So it's a unique perspective to be grateful for something so simple as having function of my fingers. Like, I'll never bend my arm again. My elbow's gone. They took my fibula, put it in my arm. It's 4 inches shorter. It doesn't bend. It looks weird. It doesn't function. And it's so odd to go from, I think it's fair to say this now because I'm not this anymore, but being an athlete, being the captain of the football team, being someone who people think is attractive and, desirable, to being someone that they look at with a little bit of a tilted head, what is that? What's going on there? The feeling maybe this is unfair to other people that really have suffered their whole life with a disability, but people look at you differently. People remember me because of this arm. I will go into a store I haven't been in months. They're like, hey, how's your arm? I'm like, I've been in here twice. Why? Well, you should not remember me, but they do. And so it's weird. It's it's hard to fully process that and to be okay with it. When you're used to being noticed for one thing, but then all of a sudden life changes and you're noticed for something you don't want to be noticed for. You just don't, it's just so weird from being comfortable and wanting to be noticed for what you have, from going to not wanting to be noticed at all. Just let me slip into the background. Just, I'm done being noticed. Please, no one remember me. Don't notice me. Just forget me. I just don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, but I'm grateful at the same time. Yeah, it's been a weird ride. For sure.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, at the same time, like, I have nothing to complain about, I'm healthy, I'm functionable, I have a hand still, So, at the same time, I realize that, like, I have, nothing to be upset about.
Yeah.
So, but it's still hard to see it that way.
No, I think with you, it's hard for people because they don't know how to act, how to be, what to say. I mean, I'm talking about our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say? Yeah. Hard.
I remember, I'll never forget it. When you were going through this, you were really gray, right? Your iron blood was insanely low, right?
Yeah.
We had talked on the phone a lot, right? Or text or whatever, right?
We went to Harmon's that day.
Yeah. We were going to go grab that mattress, right? For your kid.
Yeah. Yep.
And, I walked in there all happy, like, oh, I'm going to see Jared. This will be fun. It's always fun with Jared, dude. Like, I literally looked at you and started bawling.
I remember.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget that day.
Dude.
I know that, yeah.
It was, it's a few times in my life I've uncontrollably cried. And then we sat there and talked, and you were like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
What should I do? Where am I at?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 of 1,000 questions we asked that day.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I don't know if it was good advice or not, but I just remember being like, dude, you just need to make videos every day and tell your kids you love them.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, screw it, Jared, let everything else go.
Yeah, the doctors gave me 6 months to live at that point. And that was the best advice I ever got.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that very clearly. We were at Harmon's. Yeah. Went to the salad bar and the soup bar and sat down just outside the doors. And yeah, I mean, that meant a lot to me too, because it was one of those moments where you don't know what to do.
Yeah. I know you're getting dark.
Yeah. It was bad.
Really freaking dark.
And I remember, you said, make videos for your kids, so they have something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And the reason why I said that, we were talking about, I got to make a ton of money and leave them something, and you got to take care of them, like you do, right? And I was like, forget that shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's not what matters in the end. Yeah,
they'll be taken care of. You gotta leave your legacy, and you gotta freaking do it fast.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember leaving there. I disbelieve all doctors when they give dates. Right?
Yeah, yep.
Except
obviously.
for that time.
Yep.
And I was just like, I'm going to be speaking at his freaking funeral.
Yeah.
I would force my way to speak at your funeral. I don't know if I'd be asked.
No, you would be. There's no doubt about it.
But I went home and I didn't even talk to Michelle about it for a couple of days. I was just like, oh, Jared's great, And then I sat down there. I'm like, he's not good.
Yeah, it was bad.
He's sick.
Yeah, I looked bad.
And all the complications that you were, experiencing because of that, because of all the assumptions and just all the freaking craziness. And I'm just like, I felt helpless as a friend. I can do a lot to help people, especially if I really gear up to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man. So happy you came out of that, though.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's like a new lease on life, like when you think you're done, which I really did.
Yeah.
Like that was it. I was done. To come out of that, it's good in a lot of ways because you see things a lot more clearly. You don't get lost in all the bullshit, like all these stupid things that don't matter. You realize that it's about so much more than money, than, all this other trivial stuff. Like you have your relationships, you have your kids, you have your family, and that's it, because at some point, all of us are going to die. We will die.
Yeah.
There's no avoiding it. It only ends one way. We die, and that will happen at some point. And to be able to cheat that, it feels that way. Like I feel like I cheated death.
Yeah, you got him once.
Yeah, I got away with it.
You probably got him more than once, actually.
Yeah. There's been a few times, but to have it right there, day after day, staring you in the face. Yeah. So it gives you a new perspective, a new understanding of what really matters. And, we all have to live our life. We have to pay the bills, buy groceries and take care of our family, and that matters. But at the same time, if you get lost in that, which I was lost in that for so many years, as you know, that was my only focus. I mean, hell, we're sitting there, I'm on my deathbed basically, and I'm talking about leaving my kids with money. It's not what they care about.
No.
They don't give a flying shit about any of that stuff. Not at the end of the day, right? Like, if you think about the people you lose, the people that matter to you, you don't care about money. You care about memories. You care about them. Like, you know, and so you have to make the most of every moment you have. Because if you don't, that's it. You only get what you get. No one knows what happens after this life. Yeah. You know, no one knows.
Yeah.
It might be lights out. That's it. Who knows?
Which is wild because you and I have talked about that a lot over the years, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. Like, who knows? You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people tell you they know. They don't know.
They don't know.
You know, could have been lights out 4 years ago. Could be lights out tomorrow. Could be lights out in 35 years. Could be lights out in 50 years. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so wild. And the good thing is to get the perspective, you know, that you matter.
Yeah.
You know, that just being around matters.
Yeah.
You know, because you got 3 kids and I got 3 kids. You got a wife, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's relationships, you know, it's people that you care about.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you leave behind, you know, the memories you make. That's it.
Some friends for a few years, so they all die, and then your legacy till that dies.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
I know. I saw a TikTok the other day. It was like, "You're dead in 100 years. No one will remember you. Don't even know your name. Live it up while you're here," kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
A little more being reckless in your 20s, but it was a message, right? But I'm like, I'm 40s, and I've set myself up. I'm gonna live it up.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we've talked plenty about going back to our teen years and doing it a little harder. I mean, I lived it up plenty, but I'd probably do it a little harder if I could go back.
Yeah. No, that's right. I think we'd do everything harder, right?
Yeah.
You'd be
That's
more.
the lesson.
Right? Yeah. It's like you sleep when you die.
Yeah.
You know? Or Sunday morning, whatever.
I saw something on it was Instagram or social media. It was what's his bucket? The ridiculousness.
Rob Dyrdek?
Yeah, Rob Dyrdek said, you know, he has like 500,000 hours left if he lives till he's 95 or whatever, 100 years old, right? Like when you break it down into hours, I mean, that's a whole nother perspective. Like if you have hours left, maybe you have 200,000 hours left, you know, maybe 300,000. But that's like, I don't know, it hit me different. Like,
Dude, I've broken it down to smaller numbers.
Yeah.
I keep joking. I'm 41.
Yeah.
I got 39 more years left.
Yeah.
39 more summers, 39 more winters.
I know it's not a lot.
39 more falls.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
Oh, in a blink, it'll be, I have 29 more years left.
I know. Like here we are at 40 years old, feeling like we're still 18. I mean, I do, you know, like even after everything I've been through, I still wake up in the morning like I'm 18 again. You know, like you just feel like you're young. Like you'll never, like, I don't know what that is about that point in your life, but it's like you always want to feel like you're, you know, 18, 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
But truth is the clock keeps ticking. It's not going to stop.
Never.
Yeah. Do what you can with it.
Well, my friend, thanks for coming on my podcast. We're coming up against our hard stop.
Yeah.
You and I could go on forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, we could be here all day.
This podcast is mostly for my kids. If it ever becomes popular, great.
Yeah.
Whatever.
At least they have a memory of you. And,
Yeah. This is my journal to them.
Yeah.
That's why it's important for me to have everyone on that I love. And I do love you.
I love you too, bud.
I don't know when I started, but it'll never end.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I appreciate you. You're an example to me. You're just a good dude that I've always looked up to, considered a peer, considered a friend. You know, I really, really appreciate you.
Thanks, man. I love you. You've been a good friend for a lot of years.
Well, thanks, dude.
Even when I wasn't. So thanks, man.
You stop talking like that. You've always been a good friend to me. I've never thought you weren't a good friend to me. Just because you were going through shit, that's just a time where the other one's got to shine brighter.
Yeah, well, you've done that.
Well, I appreciate it. So here's the deal. I normally ask people for their best 2 minutes of advice, but I want you to talk to my kids and tell them why you love their dad so much.
Yeah. Your dad's a good man. He's always been there for me. Through thick and thin. In my worst moments, was a good dude. I've had a lot of friends, but no one like your dad. No one. There's one person who's seen my darkest moments. It's your dad. And he never judged me. He always loved me through them. So you got lucky. We all don't get a good dad. But you guys did. So
Thanks, buddy.
That's my truth.
Thank you very much, Jared. We got many more years to have some fun, break some shit, and have a good time.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks for listening to the President McCormack Podcast, brought to you by McCormack Foundation, Saxton Fund, ADP Lemco, and Professional Floor Systems. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and keep up with Mark on Instagram @President McCormack.